the Socialist Party for giving us the opportunity to speak about Basque Country. Okay, the Basque Country is located in the south of Europe. The Basque Country has 7 provinces. 4 of them are in the part of Spain and 3 of them are in French part. The four provinces that are in the Spanish part are divided in 2 autonomous communities. One is the Basque community and the other is the community of Navarra. In the French part, it's not recognized the 3 provinces that are in the department of the Atlantic Pyrenees.
As you may know, Basque is one of the most ancient languages in Europe. It's neither Romanic or Latin language nor Anglo-Saxon. In Spain, in the southern part of the Basque Country, is mainly speaking in the countryside, and maybe in the biggest towns is less spoken. And in the northern part of the Basque Country, in France, is not official at all, and there is an important struggle to reclaim Basque to be official.
When people ask us what is to be Basque, in Basque language, Basque you say Euskalduna. I will translate this. Euskalduna means people who have the Basque language. So the way of integration to be a Basque citizen is not in blood, is not in race, is in the language. That's what that's our identity, our principal identity.
The Basque conflict constitutes one of the oldest European conflicts. We have now experienced a peaceful generation for the last 200 years. Sorry. I have some numbers for the last 25 years after the death of Franco, and they are from the Spanish democracy. There have been near 35,000 people arrested, near 5,000 people has been in jail, 7,000 people tortured with the methods have been brutal, copied from the Franquism and the South American dictatorships. We have 3,000 refugees, 5,000 people injured by police in demonstration or whatever, 4 media has been closed, and 91 journalists persecuted. And today there are 765 Basque prisoners in Spanish and French jails. And we have to, you have to know that Basque Country is a very small country. We have only 3 million inhabitants. So maybe in Scotland these numbers will be the double. This permanent denial of the Basque Country by France and Spain has encountered varied forms of response and national self-affirmation. These answers range from collective disobedience to an armed struggle against Spanish and French structural violence. But this conflict has always been characterized by brutal repression against the Basque Country. First of all, I want to say that Basque Country is a militarized area. The United Nations, the UN, recommended for a democracy three policemen each 1,000 inhabitants. and in Basque Country we have 12. So it's a really military occupied country. This state of emergency is nothing new. It comes from Franco's dictatorship. I think that you all know about that. But after the so-called the Spanish transition, the repression is more selective. It's not only against it's only against the people who works for the self-determination of the Basques. First of all, the repression was against the activists of armed organizations, ETA. The dirty war, the state of terrorists killing activists in the 80s. In the last 30 years, 350 Basques has been killed by Spanish and French states. Most of them by paramilitary groups paid with Spanish government, paid by Spanish government with the public money. It was in the 80s. After that, they go against the political prisoners. The dispersal policy sent them far from Basque Country, as Jack said, in order to destroy psychologically prisoners and in order to difficult the visits to relatives. This flag that we have published about the meaning in English will be Basque prisoners to Basque Country. Well, Basque prisoners and refugees to Basque Country, because they are in a media of 700 kilometers from Basque Country, and it's like for their families, they have to do these kilometers where this is the media. They are, some of them, more than 1,000 kilometers from their houses. So the families have to go and come back, and only for 40 minutes is the visit. This economically is a problem too, because it represents like 17 million euros, like 14 million pounds. And in prison, 21 prisoners has died, and 16 persons going for visiting them in the Spanish or French roads. And inside the prison, there is another punishment, another dispersion, because they are isolated in the prisons. They can't go with other prisoners, and they have special jails for them. And in Spain, they have full accomplishment of the sentences up to 40 years. The top in Spanish law is 30 years, but for Basque prisoners is 40 years. So we are not equal for the law in Spain. Impossibility to release sick prisoners suffering from incurable diseases. And eventually the carrying out of the non-parrot doctrine, through which the penitentiary institutions refuse to the prisoners the exercise of their right to freedom after having served their full sentences, or hatch new charges to keep them in prison, like was the case of Iñaki de Juana. I don't know if you have heard. Nowadays, it's even forbidden to show their pictures in the demonstrations or in the pubs or in popular, as the popular movement was used for going so far. We used to put the pictures in our tablets to say that maybe they could be 1,000 kilometers far, but they are without you. And only for putting these pictures nowadays, people can stay for 2 years in jail. Well, after that, in 2002, they started with a policy of banning. They banned the left pro-independence party, Batasuna, and several parties and candidatures in an attempt to exclude the left pro-independence from the political file. Any organization with the objective of subverts the constitutional order seeking the self-determination can be banned in Basque Country. They banned as well organization of the popular social movement like Askapena, the organizations which demand the prisoners' right, and SEGI, that is the youth organization. The leaders of these organizations have been condemned of being a member of terrorist organizations. Like I said in the camp that we have been, we have a camp similar to that, maybe quite bigger with thousands of people, 20,000 youth people taking part in that camp. And the people who organized this camp is in jail now, only because they say that the objective of that camp is the same objective that ETA has, and they are part of an armed group. So they are terrorists and they are in jail now. Even they have never taken an arm or never done any crime or nothing like that. They have closed two newspapers too. One of these newspapers was the only written in Basque, and the directors of this paper were tortured, and after 7 years the trial is buying now. They are accused of membership of a terrorist group too. Thousands of mobilizations have been banned, even football matches, under the accusation of glorifying terrorism. So, and by the policy of banning, they have banned our party, the Basque Pro-Independence Left Party. There are some towns in Basque Country where the mayor got only 5 votes, while the banned candidature got 300. So they have the mayor in towns that are clearly pro-independence, like this case of Lizarza. And the force of the left pro-independence has not decreased, like say. In the last European United elections, the Basque Country, we take the 20% of the votes. It was the first time that our party, well, not our party, because our party was banned too, but Batasuna asked for the vote to another party that was an internationalist party, and it receives the 20% of the votes. I have a lot of numbers, but not so much time to say them all. So I will finish with a word. Martin Schein, that is an United Nations special reporter. He was in Basque Country last year. He's the special reporter on the promotion and protection of human rights while countering terrorism. He stayed for 2 weeks, I think, last year, and he said word by word that as far as I'm concerned, the Spanish government has gone too far in some cases. I think problems in regard to the anti-terrorist legislation. It utilizes too many restrictive measures, and besides. And then he said, Spain has institutions that have no place in a democracy.